I hope now it's clear. Yes, I saw someone say yes. Okay. So I was basically telling you, yeah, this is quite a lot, but someone sat down and developed what we call a periodic table of mining careers. We had someone here tell us would like to be a geologist. Yeah, you're very right. That is rhyming or falling under as sciences. So when you're studying mining, we even have those course units of geology. So it doesn't stop you. You can actually even associate, start, identify someone, identify a mentor who is good in math, who is good in geology. Let him start coaching you up. That doesn't stop you from learning other course units or learning about other fields, but start early because that's what you'd love. Okay? Others would love to focus on traceability. Very good. We have a lot of minerals in our country, and you find out we don't have specialists, or the specialists are there and they are few. So if you become an icon in that area, trust me, we are all going to look out for you. If you see your field, we shall have to look for you. Opportunities will have to look out for you. We shall not even have to worry about. I don't know, someone to unmute. Yes, we shall not have to look out for you, but because we know this is our specialist in this area, and then, okay, the slides are on and off. I don't understand, but I can still continue because I'm just using them as a guiding tool. So I'm still like saying, even if you are a specialist in a certain field that you've loved, you can still have to go ahead in that field. It doesn't have to just be that since I'm a mining engineer, at the end of the day, I will have to focus on that. No, if you're feeling something else, please go ahead. Myself, I love health and safety. And this still, before starting to do mining, I was given a challenge. I have my uncle who mentors me and he guides me a lot because he asked me, which course would you love to do? I said, I want something in. My goal was, okay, oil and gas. And then of all the courses I'd applied for, mining was so close to this. And towards that, there's the way it happened as I was reading newspapers. I come across that time they had advertised, the news had the challenges that gold miners are facing, and those are especially the artisanal small scale miners. So it touched me on heart. I saw how these people do suffer. I saw how they were doing the gold mining without PPE. To me, I thought either, okay, it's a lot. You're seeing someone, yeah, he's trying to earn a living, but he's doing the work in a risk environment. So I came in, I love health and safety. So it is something that I had to develop. As I did my mining engineering, how am I coming in to develop to assist in the kind of field I'm interested in? So yes, you're doing mining engineering. It doesn't stop you to specialize in the area you'd love to do because there are a lot of areas. We can start from metallurgists. You assess, you step in the lab. Yeah, we have laboratories, we need to assess this. It doesn't need it, there's nothing actually stopping you. Just feel free, you develop your career in that area. So as I speak right now, yeah, I'm grooming and I'm growing a lot in the health and safety area, but my background is mining, and I'm using this to go back to the mining communities or the extractive industry, not only mining, but also oil and gas, to see that we are saving people. We are letting the awareness get back. And no, yes, as we are earning or getting lives earning from these industries, we can do better. We can improve in these and these areas. So that is an area, another career path. Other people can be like, we're focusing on finance. Now someone will be like, how is finance connected to mining? Recently, we have our colleagues, they did mining engineering, but they're being hired by URA, Uganda Revenue Authority. As we are trying to track these minerals, we need specialists who have backgrounds in a certain kind of field. So if your area is finance, still mining in engineering will not hinder you. You still have to go there. If you love the community, you still have to raise up. I've seen people start organizations, still supporting the mining industry. So this doesn't stop you. And don't restrict yourself to be like, since I did mining engineering, I must be a mining engineer. If you love it, it is very okay. But if you feel like you're challenged, you can still find a better way of something else that you do. Then we also have the careers in the mining industry. Still, I'll categorize them into engineering and technical, geology, environmental sustainability. Yeah, if you love sustainability or environmental aspects, we need them. We need to protect our environment. Sometimes you find people have done mining, the pits have just remained there. Imagine the picture we've seen of open pit at the start, and someone just leaves it open just like that, no restoration works. So you can specify in that. Modern mining, learn those softwares. If there's a certain software they're teaching in class, go an extra mile, learn it. Softwares are also evolving day and night, just like the way we are buying phones and you hear, oh, there's iPhone this now, there's an iPhone this. The same applies to the software. If a lecturer gave you the notes this day, why not look out, think out of the box and outside the box and do something that is out of that. Okay. So we have women in metallurgy. I was also tasked to do this for women in metallurgy. Yes. Are the ladies still on call? Let me just see the ladies on call. Let me see. Just raise your hands. I might be speaking to only gentlemen. I just want to confirm. Are women present? Are the ladies there? Wow, wow, wow. I see the ladies. Oh, the vibe is so great. I see a lot. Yeah. This is so amazing. It's amazing. And when I see ladies, I just love the space where ladies are. I love to be where ladies. I don't know. Gentlemen, please don't feel upset, but we love you because you do support us in what we are doing. So in this note, for women in mining or metallurgy, you might be wondering that this is a male-dominated area. You might be wondering that our mining is mainly dominated by male and the female are nowhere. Now this reminds me still of another scenario. There's a time I was given an internship place, and first and foremost, I never knew where the place was. So when I took the step to find out, my God, you should have seen me that very day. The place was in the remotest area ever. Yeah? You know, you reach very remote, like near the lakeside. Even reaching there, transport, you should prepare, replan ahead. And there I was, the only lady on a team of male. And that didn't just stop there. So when I reached the campsite, I found out they never had accommodation places for ladies. So the men were given places, but me as a lady, I was advised to put up somewhere outside a camp. Yeah, which was, yeah, I had to put up place with it, to be at peace with it. However, you find out that when you speak of mining, people will be like, so you're a lady, you say, will you manage mining? What are you going to do? So that didn't stop there. I started my internship very well. And guess what? I'd not just seen. We were working on developing a shaft for gold mining underground. So as we were developing the pit, it required going into the pit and coming up on a daily basis. Now, of course, the gentlemen on team were like, as a lady, do you think you'll manage to be going down there? Do you think you'll be managing this field? Of course, I was getting all those comments. And as ladies, I don't know how your internship places are, but you could be getting same comments or even much bigger or challenges than I was getting. Not even, I don't want to call them challenges because with time, they become stepping stones. Those are the things that build you to become who you are, to become a strong lady, to become a lady who is unstoppable. And given that this is even our month, We just celebrated the Women's Day, and the theme was Give to Gain. So, as ladies in the industry of mining, this gives me a big platform to tell you, to applaud you that you are on the right path. No one should stop you, or no one should challenge you. That was the time I passed through that, but it taught me a lot. It taught me that in the industry where I'm heading to, it's mainly going to be dominated by men, and I had to create boundaries. I had to create steps early enough when I was still young, knowing that I'm heading into an industry that requires someone who is strong, that requires someone who knows how you need to develop techniques of associating, learning how to live along, get along with the male that we are working along with. And that's why I developed some few steps, of course, there are a lot that will help us as ladies in a mining or in a metallurgy industry to see that we stage out. So that's where I started from. But as I speak right now, I was honored, as they introduced, as honored to be under the top 20, under 40 into the oil and gas industry, something I don't take for granted. So the first thing is excellence begins with competence. Yeah? Be in a certain place because of the technical knowledge that you have. Be in class and learn it. If you're given a place or a position, be there because of your excellence. You're competent already. You're at school, you're learning. Pick up the skills. Don't just leave them on the table. Don't leave them on the ground and just be like, oh, because I'm a lady, I don't need to read books. No, that will not work out. You need to be where you are because you've worked hard for it. You need to shine. Don't shrink yourself. Don't be in meetings and be like, oh, I can't speak up. Don't be in, yeah, I understand the associations at school and campus. And then you be like, because I'm a lady, I can't speak up. And at this moment, I'll applaud the ladies. I see ladies stepping up. They're now the presidents. Ladies are now leading associations. They're moderating meetings just like this meeting. So don't shrink yourself. Use every opportunity that you fall on. When you're in the mining industry, never compromise safety. Lina just told us she has come to learn about mining. Yeah, but I know her as a very good HSC personnel based in Kenya. So when you're doing this industry of when you into safety, you find a lot of challenges. That's where someone will come and tell you, now you're telling me to follow the right procedures. I've done this activity for 30 years. I'm even older than you. So what are you trying to tell me to do? Eh? Actually, not only this, but even when you're leading professionals from campus, someone tell you, you're just from campus. As a lady, what do you think you guide me? That should not stop you. Just follow the right thing that you're supposed to do and continue going ahead to do it. Now, develop resilience. You see the challenges, what we call challenges that we pass through. This is what builds us. This is what moderates us and makes us to be what you don't expect us to be. Take it upon yourself. I'll give you an assignment as we are here. When you have a certain lady you're seeing in big spaces, as on LinkedIn, or you've ever met her in physical, you happen to meet her, try to ask them, how did you get there? They just give you a simple tip. You'll be amazed at how much how much they pass through. In fact, now this is my story. It reminds me of this. Like you're seeing that picture of the award attached there. As you're seeing it, on that day, I was challenged. I was being invited. That's when I was doing my master's. I did my master's. I just graduated last year, the last lot. So I was invited to go and receive my award. Of course, you know that is something that is exceptional. It's not a one-day event or you get it the next day. It was a Thursday, and the event was starting in the evening from 7 p.m. So I had to decide. The next Friday in the morning, I had two tests to submit, to do physically, not even online, but I needed to be at campus and do those 2 tests. On Monday, I was starting my final year, end of semester examinations. So I was caught in between of those activities. Something you need to know that by on Thursday, the event was in central Uganda, and on Friday morning, I was needed in eastern Uganda. You can just imagine. Actually, I said if I had air transport by then, I was very ready to use it. However, it wasn't there. But just imagine, I had to pull up my socks, and I was like, I need to sew up. Whether I like it or not, I had to sew up because it needed me at that moment. I had to sew up. I received my award. After receiving the award, I managed to go. I traveled. Now, remember, you have to read for all that. I did the test. Before that, on Monday, I was ready for my exams, and I'm grateful I had to succeed in all of them. So sometimes, as ladies, don't be like, oh, me, I'm soft. I'm in that soft space. There is time you need to step up. There are days you need to go ahead, to stretch ahead than what you expect. Yeah? The gentlemen you're looking at, their days, you'll now be the one owning that space. Imagine you're the CEO, you're the one seated in that boardroom. They're expecting you to submit that final report, and it's needed maybe somewhere, and it's the one that is going to help maybe receive the funding, or you have the proposal. So don't sit on it. Don't be like, oh, I cannot do this, I can't do that. You need to build that resilience and deliver what you need, because the future is bright, or top is bright, but somewhere you need to be a little rough to get there. And don't forget the technique, the soft skills. As we are building the technical skills, since we are at campus learning, soft skills are much important. What I'll tell you on this is technical skills will get you the job. Yes, they'll be like, we need the Bachelor of Science in this, you get into that job. But what will keep you into that job will be the soft skills. What will help you to be promoted will be the soft skills. For those of you who want to get these awards, what will put you up there will be the skills. What will make you the leader of a certain group, because we're now seeing ladies are taking over boardrooms and everything, is the soft skill. How do you communicate? How do you handle your anger? I know some of us, when we are angry, you don't want even to start someone to pass in front of you. But you have to deliver. How do you handle anger? Work on your emotional intelligence. Work on you. Are you aware of yourself? Recently, I'm taking part also. Learning never ends. I'm taking part in a certain course that's teaching us about self-awareness. So how are you aware of your strengths and weakness? This will all help you up. Don't forget mentors. Pick a mentor and learn from them. Learn from those who have already made their way. And I'd recommend you go on LinkedIn, you find out who are they, find out about them. You need to know find a mentor. Yeah, you need to find a mentor. Okay. Are the slides now okay?
They are still stuck on careers in the mining industry.
Hello, sorry. I think we've lost engineer Irene, or is it just here?
She's trying to reshare her slide.
Okay, so I'm back on. So I was still telling about our careers, women in the industry, and there we are. So I try to share our time. Okay, basing on our time, I prepared this, but we can take it up upon ourselves. See, we may not be able to do the breakout, but the plan was to put us in different rooms and have this conducted. But we can do it in our own free time. Imagine Uganda discovers a large iron ore deposit, maybe in Kavale, and the government wants to build a processing plant and export steel. What role does your career group play in Uganda? What role do you think you have to step in and help the country? Number two, what skills are the most important? So you look at this iron ore plan. We have the planners actually. Yeah, you can be still a mining planner. You can be a surveyor, mine surveyor. You specialize in that. Number three, how does this career help Uganda develop? And then we also have to look into that. This is just a take home. I believe you've taken a screenshot or you jotted it somewhere. You can still carry on. From the careers we've seen, which career interests you? How can your country, since we're in different countries, use mining responsibly, depending on where we are? So Uganda, okay, we have different people, not only Uganda now. So the country you're in, focus on selling raw materials or value addition. So we need to also focus on to that. Okay. We now move to internships and the global exposure. For internships, since I've been hinting on it early, summarized it here in a way that why do you go to internships first and foremost? Yeah. And why do you need that global exposure? Right now, in fact, as you're seated wherever you are, don't just look at yourself in a way that you're looking at, oh, I'm a Ugandan, let me focus on Uganda. I'm from Tanzania, let me focus on Tanzania. No, we are now solving or we are fighting a global issue. Mining is everywhere. China, we've seen mining. It's literally everywhere. And when you're studying here, you have the capacity, you have the capability of who said we have to focus on Uganda? In fact, then this is the time that you need to change. Yeah? This is the time that you need to start thinking that, oh, I need to get better. I need to go global. Where do you start from? Maybe you're wondering, where do you start from? We have LinkedIn. It's there for all of us. You connect from here with someone who is way miles away from you. And I'm glad that I'm seeing some people are taking up spaces with the BRIM. BRIM is now a course on LinkedIn that is about mining. I'm seeing people are taking up spaces. Allow me applaud WiM-Africa. It has given us spaces. We can now talk. We've made friends with Nigerians. We've made friends with South Africans. Eh? Who said you can't get there? There are mining conferences. Have you ever thought of joining one? The mining in Daba? Eh? You're doing mining. And actually, let me tell you a trick. If you're still at campus and you're studying mining, the best opportunity to go for this conference is now when you're still at campus. Have you ever thought of yourself, what can I do to get into the mining industry? It just ended in February. Or you haven't even ever you've never heard about it. So this is the time, if you didn't attend this one, start planning for the next one, Mining Indaba 2026. And get there. How do you get there? Eh? Are you volunteering? Are you getting those skills? Do you know that skill, okay, me volunteering here can take you the whole country? can take you spaces to where you've not been before. The networking you're getting to in internships. I still repeat this. Please don't use internship places to download movies and watch, or to be on TikTok, because right now it's the trend. Don't use it for TikTok. Use that time to network as much as you can. When I was starting, I told you about my first internship graduate training place. As I was trying to set up as a lady in that place, the only the people who helped me along, because I know as ladies be like, oh, my parents can't allow me to leave home. Even me by then they weren't, but the person who helped me was already now a friend. I'd networked with them and they supported me. I was supported by those people. Someone is saying something? Okay, I was supported by those people because I met them during the internship at Torosement, and then they linked me up to where I was training from. They never stopped there. This personnel was a chemical something, was a specialist in chemical processing in laboratory items. So since I was doing quality control in a mineral processing plant, I would always go back and refer to him. So I'm stuck here. How best are you going to help me? And then they would give me guidance. The office politics at work, I would refer to them and be like, so how do I handle this? And they'll guide me. You only get that internship with the people you've made out who saw you like you are serious, not just staying in your space closed in that room. So if you were thinking of internships like you're going to sleep or do anything, it's time you think otherwise and utilize those spaces. Then about global exposure, we have different places still, like AMI, I put it here, the African Energy and Minerals Management Initiative. It's an authorization from him to use him, but I'll not say his name. I have a friend, we did together this mentorship program. Myself, specifically with AMI, because by the time I began, the opportunities I'm seeing currently were not there. We had less of this, we had less mentors. AMI came in to help me. They gave us a mentorship session, and in that session, I asked her a question. It's just, I can assure you, it is a simple question that I asked that I can say is getting me here where I am. I remember, and I use it as my motivation because the recording was done. We recorded this. So when I need some more motivation, I run back to their YouTube channel and I look out how I asked. That was some years back. And it inspires me that if I didn't ask, I don't think I would have gotten guidance. So my asking was simple. How do I get into the mining industry? How do I get into I was looking at the general extractives, mining and oil and gas industry. So they told me the goal is to brand yourself. In fact, they asked me, who am I? But then I was like, I'm a mining engineer. They're like, who am I? I'm a mining engineer. But they told me, I learned already that even most of you at school, you're studying the same course. You are very many in a course and you're doing the same course. But ask yourself as an individual, or take it as a meditation tonight. Who are you? How different are you from your course mates? Yes? What skills do you possess that puts you aside? Are you working on your personal branding that we can just be on LinkedIn and find, oh, this is the person. This is so and so. We need her here. Do you know on LinkedIn, some people just see your profile and they call you for opportunities without even you writing that application letter? I got BRIM. Okay, for someone who contacted me about BRIM first, that was the time I was writing my articles on mining. So someone saw my interest in mining and they were like, we have this course coming in. Why don't you come and do it? Just a mentor. I'm like, some of us, yeah, we have to initiate and look for mentor. But now, a mentor looked out for me. I became a mentee because of what I was doing. So some opportunities will find you where you are. You don't need to even look them. Just do what you're doing. Yeah? Be prepared with what you're doing. Brand yourself. And you can brand yourself even when you're in year one. You can brand yourself and become an icon in the industry. I can attest to you, like people from other universities, they also have friends. The people who are getting hired first are those people who are leaders and they utilize their leadership positions very well. Imagine being a president of MESA, Mining Engineering Students Association. You can reach every office in this country and beyond. Just introduce yourself, you reach there. And with that, you can network. If you're holding the position of for 1 year, utilize it and see that you've obtained opportunities. While doing my work, sometimes people tell you and they're like, they're challenged because they look for us and they don't know where we are. You can imagine. They're looking for people to help them solve the mining issues, and people are nowhere. They're looking for geologists. Yeah, geologists are there, but they want someone who is real mining and personnel of mining. They're nowhere. And then there are people, this I must say it, there are people who have not done the mining that you're doing, but they can, because of confidence, because of branding themselves, they can take up the opportunities and they're taking them up. And for us, we are there sitting, we're like, where are opportunities? Mining stuff. But it's all about the branding. How have you branded yourself? How have you stepped up? Yeah? I hope we are getting there. So get into the space, find out who are the people, which associations are these, which companies are these, enter into that mentorship position. And the most important thing is they are even free of charge. You don't need to pay money. Imagine the junior chamber, Uganda Chamber of Energy and Mines. It's also here. I saw a slot out for mentorship. Utilize it. Network with those people. Network with people from other universities. Imagine you work hand in hand with a geologist from Tanzania, or with a geologist or a mining engineer from South Africa. And then with that, you find somehow you network and become friends. Don't you think we can now do business internationally? And we can. Yeah, we can get there. So the last item, as I conclude, I know most of us could, as I try to conclude, I was asked to talk about the scholarship strategies. First and foremost, about scholarship, the experience I have there, someone might wonder, might be asking themselves, how do we get these opportunities? How do we step there? Where do we even find the opportunities? Yes, I've had friends, I've had a chance, an opportunity to get a scholarship during my undergrad. And I've also had a chance to get an opportunity. This I got it recently for my PhD, although I'm still working on it, but I also got a chance, like it's a great opportunity that I have that's in the pipeline. However, when you're looking out for these scholarship opportunities or strategies, what is the general overview? I may not bring the real links here for you that, oh, this is so and so that they're advertising, but what do they need? What is the general knowledge of the scholarship opportunities that are put out there? In fact, before I even tell you the general strategies I brought here, this was my experience back then. I was like, it's also good to share where you fail, not just the good things and you think it's osmos there. Immediately after campus, was like, I think I was like, there's a guy who was looking for different directions and careers to take. I'd wanted to do a master's immediately. And I applied for that. There's a common German scholarship. However, I learned my lessons and I took them up. As we were applying, the first question they tell you, write an essay. Like, which impact did you create in your community or university? Yeah. I found out the times I was in university, I was a leader, but more of church leadership, but not in associations and everything. So this sends out a signal or a message to someone out there that most of these scholarships, they'll need to see your impact. What impact have you been creating? If you were a leader, how did you help the other students? Which hands-on experience have you brought? Did you volunteer? Because they will not sponsor someone who is not ready, that after that scholarship, you're not willing to come back and help or develop their country or even help other students. Yeah? Because it's all about mentoring and spreading the knowledge. They're not willing to have you on board. So it's a lot of essays that were required from me. And indeed, the way I tried to explain that time, I did not succeed with the scholarship. That was my take on that scholarship. But for someone out there, I would want you to know that have that strong academic performance if you have it. Then have your hands-on experience. There's a way you frame it and you're guided very well. There is a certain season. As you're looking out for a certain scholarship you need, there is a season. If you need to apply by August, now we are in March, by August this year, at this moment you should be already working on what is needed. And the good news is, if you identify a certain university you'd like to go to, you need to get the university. You also find out the people who are taking part, people who have ever done work, like a certain course you're interested in. I can assure you these people are very open to helping and supporting you. Someone can guide your course, can review your documents, can review you before even the time and guide you accordingly to avoid last minute submission. Actually, another thing that affected me was that I didn't work on, and I realized it later. I did not prepare in time. I remember by then, I had a full-time laptop, I had full-time, I had everything, but I didn't prepare in time. So 2 days to the deadline, I went, sat on a computer. Actually, it was a cafe. I paid for all those hours I needed. I started typing. No one reviewed. I did also review. I was working on catching up with the time I paid for. And the internet, I did not review. So those are the mistakes I made. And I looked at it and I was like, really, if I had obtained someone to review my document early enough, you never know. I would have obtained that opportunity. So someone can learn from me that you need work on your documents early. You don't need to be like me who worked on 2 days to the deadline. Luckily enough, I submitted. I tried to catch up with time. I have that email. Thank you for submitting, but you did not go through. Try again next year. So I got that email. But please, you can get it. And I've seen people who have gotten it on the first note of application. So that is mainly for international scholarships, for those who are willing to straight away obtain those scholarships and do it. But then we also have the MasterCard Foundation in Uganda. It's offering. I am a test for Uganda alumni. It helped me in my undergraduate, and it still has. We do support. We normally open it around June to July there. So you can look out for it on a Ugandan level. Not only Uganda, we are test for Africa. We work on the whole of African scale. So we have alumni across the whole of Africa. In case you're struggling, and we do help all students, you're already in your second year, third year, or fourth year, you just be looking out for that. Move to their website. You don't need to just keep on your phone looking and waiting for someone to forward. I believe here we have good people who are helping us. Yeah, I applaud Sanyu Nampera. Sores is good at putting a lot of information on her statuses. But don't wait for her. Go to the status, find out when are these people putting out the opening, calling for applications, and then you step up. As you're working on that, don't forget to have your good experience of the mining associations you're working in, the community service you've done, yes, the impact you've created. At least now we have this WiM. Participate in it. This WiM webinar could give you a point, a credit point, as you are applying for that scholarship that you need. So it's very important, and don't limit yourself. Always seek that mentorship from people who have always gone ahead of you. It has been a great one. As I'm coming to the conclusion, yes, wonderful. Someone has dropped when I check in the chat, someone has already dropped for us the junior chamber, and it's someone can look out for it to give you a good opportunity. As I'm coming to the conclusion, these are our key takeaways. The mining industry needs you, and it needs the skilled youth. So have that skill and use it to help us develop our minerals. There are a lot of the growing industries or opportunities for women, so don't limit yourself. Don't feel stuck. Move and have that opportunity. Apply for it if it's advertised. If it's a leadership position, go for it. Who said you can't be a president for mining, or for even a president anywhere? Yeah, you can be even a president for any place that you can be in for. When you're given an opportunity to go for internship, utilize it for the good of you. This is the knowledge that's going to help you. Before they called me for that internship, even for that job I first hired, the real job, the health and safety job, the knowledge that I used on this job was for the HIM assignment. Like I told you, mining, understand the challenge that is there. When you tell someone, I'm doing a mining engineering course, they're like, what is mining? Yeah? We need to make an awareness on that. But what helped me in my interview, someone was like, but you did mining. Do you think you manage oil and gas? And then I had to explain to them, this is what happens in mining. And since you people are going to be doing this, it's the same impact. In mining, we have this, and we are applying the same methodology here. And then someone was like, oh, yes. So it is the internship knowledge that helped me, and it still helps you. Don't forget that your skills can shape sustainable mining in Africa. And in mining, we don't just dig minerals, like you dig pits, you dig that. No. It involves engineers, the scientists, if you're there, the environmentalists, even the community people. Then we have business leaders, technology experts. We all work together to see that we've built our nation. And now if we work together, we'll see that our Africa will get better, will go somewhere. Our minerals will be used sustainably and for the betterment of all of us. Thank you, everyone. Those are my contacts. Back to you, Madam Moderator.
Thank you so much, Engineer Irene. Can we give her a round of applause for the tremendous work done? We are very, very, very grateful for what you have planted in us today. As we are concluding, I would like to open the stage for us to giving some reactions from the presentation. In case you have any queries, we can do this in 5 minutes. In case you want to react to her presentation, you have any question, any query, please, this is the time. Engineer Irene is here for you, so don't shy away. Is there any? Yes, doctor. You can unmute.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you, Gladys. Thank you, Engineer Irene. That was quite extensive. Thank you very much. And thank you to all the listeners. I will be away in a couple of minutes, but I need to appreciate the organizers and to also make some input. From what Engineer Irene told us, we can see that there is a very big challenge in Africa when we talk about mining. In some other continents at the moment, it's just for you to press the buttons. It's not as difficult as it is in Africa. But in Africa at the moment, it's quite herculean. It's seen as a male-dominated environment. And that is why we have started engaging. Let me introduce myself. Well, my name is Dr. Olukemi Akimushiri, and I am the president of Tuwudai, one of the partners of WiM-Africa. Also a national board advisor of the Corporate Institute of Strategic Research, and we partner with WiM-Africa, and I'm a member of WiM-Africa Nigeria chapter. So by the grace of God, we have taken it upon ourselves to mentor all the African countries, the WiM-Africa Kenya, WiM-Africa, Uganda, WiM-Africa, and we work together and see how we can solve the African issues. So all those challenges that Dr. Irene was mentioning, how difficult it is, but I appreciate the fact that she mentioned that you must be resilient. She kept saying that. She's in school, she's at work, she's doing all of this. That is the spirit. So at different levels, we'll be engaging with policies, we'll be engaging on advocacies, we'll be engaging introducing technology into mining in Africa. And I know very, very soon we will be singing a good song. So thank you very much once again, Uganda. Thank you to the organizers and the facilitators. Well done. And just to let you know that you should feel free, if you need any advice, feel free to contact any WiM-Africa executive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Olukemi. I hope I pronounced that right. Do we have any other comments, reactions to Engineer Irene's presentation? I'd like to hear from the students in the room. Yes, Miss Sanyu.
Yes, good evening to us all. Hope you're all doing good. Yes, mine is a vote of thanks to Engineer Irene. Personally, yes, she's our alumni, and just a little background, I'm also from Busitema University, graduated last year, and currently I'm a mineral traceability officer. I really want to thank Engineer Irene. Being at Busitema, she's the lady that, having that person that inspires you secretly. And yes, I've always been looking up to her, and today her giving us her time and delivering such wonderful message and also accepting the invite, I don't take that for granted. I really want to thank her for her time, for the insights. I thought I knew a lot, but as she said that you can never stop learning. I really want to thank you, Engineer Irene, and I think I'm now more motivated than never before, because yes, I've just started my journey in the mining industry, but now hearing from you, I think yes, I'm much more motivated, that there is still much work to do and never to ever give up. And I'm going to quote one of the best quotes she has used. She has said that, as a lady, always stand up, be resilient. And she has also continued to tell us, that excellence needs competence. Yes, we all want to be excellent, but we don't want to put in the hard work. So it's to also the dear students who are still at universities, the young professionals like me. We all want to be up there. We all admire these mentors and these big people in big positions. My one question to you is that, are you ready to put in the hard work? Are you ready to leave the comfort? There is a saying that goes for delayed gratification. Are you ready to give in for delayed gratification? So as I conclude, thank you very much, and I've been blessed and humbled to be part of our first WIM webinar as the Busitema University student chapter. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. I think Engineer Irene will probably share her details in the comment section in case anyone wants to reach out to her for further questions, mentorship. And on that note, the slides will be shared later on in case you didn't follow through. Yeah. Is there any other comment? Yes, Nicholas?
Thank you so much, Gladys. Once again, my name is Nicholas Tumukiza, and I'm Petram Geoscientist student here at Kingston University. Well, I want to first thank our guest, Miss Engineer Irene, for such a wonderful presentation. It was really insightful, and for us geologists, there is a lot we can do in the mining sector. And I have learned a lot from this conversation. Yeah, so I want to thank Gladys for sharing with me this link, this meetup. I want to thank you so much. It has been insightful. We have learned a lot, and I would extend this message to go to my fellow geologists here at Kingston University. So I would like to, if Engineer Ida doesn't mind, to share her details, her LinkedIn accounts, or her profiles in the chat so that we can, if there are questions we need to reach out to her, she can be able to answer us. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, my colleagues who are on the call. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nicholas. Her details have been shared on the chat in case anyone wants to reach out to her. I think this initiative can be further pushed to King Caesar University. Yeah, so.
Okay, let me say something. All right, thank you so much, everyone, so far. I appreciate from doctor to the different personnels here, from Nicholas, Lampera. I'm so grateful. So for everyone who'd like to link up with me, my LinkedIn page profile has already been shared there by Nampela Sanyo. So please follow, go in there, you can follow me. And I re-emphasize, please, guys, of all platforms that you're using, LinkedIn is a must, especially in this mining, petroleum industry. Go to the LinkedIn. If you don't have one, tonight is the day to start up, to open it up. I'll also put here my contact. If you have challenges with opening up a LinkedIn page or account, I will support. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer Irene. As we conclude, I would like to also re-emphasize that we all go after the school and fill in the mentorship link for Junior Uganda Chamber of Energy and Minerals. That initiative is for all of us, and don't allow yourself to be a spectator in the sector. Just as she mentioned about the African Energy and Mineral Management Initiative, the link has been shared in the chat. Please go and register. And I think lastly, I would like to invite Miss Sharina to say a word to our speaker, then I will conclude.
Greetings, everyone. Once again, I hope we are well. Once again, I will introduce myself. My name is Sembra Sharina Tapines, the chapter coordinator of WiM-Africa, Busitema University student, Uganda chapter. And I would love to extend my sincere appreciation for everyone who has really turned up for this session. And in a special way thank the speaker. You're a very busy person, but even when you're in transit, thank you so much for showing up, because I don't know how we would have pulled this up if maybe you turned down somehow and you didn't show up. Thank you so much for the resilience. You have been talking about resilience, and indeed you have really showcased it. Despite of the network problems and all that, you kept online. Thank you so much, madam, and we are so humbled. And to my fellow students, whenever we have chances like this, it's not really easy for people, big people, influential people, to take off time and have a moment with us. But let's value this. Let's take this information at heart. Let's always make sure to apply all this knowledge. Let us be determined future mining engineers, and let's work towards creating a positive impact in the mining industry. Let's keep working together, supporting each other. I thank so much the headquarters of Women in Mining Africa. Thank you for the empowerment that you instill in us as young professionals in the mining industry. We look towards growing stronger and expanding knowledge in the field of mining. Thank you so much. I wish you people in Uganda a blessed night. Others joining in from other countries, please keep staying well. May the good Lord keep us together and keep us safe. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Miss Sherina. So as we conclude, we would like to apologize for any inconveniences caused. We stretched a little bit, but I hope it was worth it. As we go, we should not, as women, just as our speaker mentioned, do not limit yourself. Excellence begins with competence. Develop some resilience. Have a backbone as a woman. There are days you will need to stretch beyond and go the extra mile. For the students that are on the call, how different are you from your classmate? So those are all things you should think about as you go and leave this call. As we conclude, I would like to thank all of us for tuning in. I had people from Nigeria, people from Kenya, we had representatives from Tanzania. Thank you so much, King Caesar University. I saw someone from Chambago University. So we look forward to more engagements like this. And let's stay connected and keep pushing the boundaries. So, with all that said, thank you so much for joining in. And at this point in time, I would like us to conclude and close this conversation. Thank you so much. Have a blessed night.